Good morning and good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee. It is Thursday, so we've got our Thursdays 13 list with some random geographical facts. So I hope you're ready to learn about the world, the fascinating world we live on and how we've geographied it. Yeah, there you go. Yes. Those are words. This is the first and only international game show, Before Coffee, a father and daughter news podcast where we look up our stories right before the show starts. We just got caffeine in our body and we're learning to read and speak live on stream. Let's get into those general news stories in our Thursdays 13 list and spin that segue wheel. Today on Thursdays 13, patients evacuated from a hantavirus-hit cruise ship land in Europe.
And greetings from the United States, where we will eulogize billionaire media mogul Ted Turner.
The EU agrees to ban AI deepfakes for sexualized content.
On Thursdays 13, we're going to talk about 13 random geographic facts, and you got to meet us halfway and know something about geography, right?
Where's Africa again? In my culture news, BTS visits the National Palace in Mexico City.
All right. Well, only 3 stories. Scramble here. All right, in this day in history, my thing won't scroll now. Why are we not scrolling? My computer just stopped working or something. Sorry about that. Wait. Stop. Go. Nice. It's National Tourism Day. That's right. It's National Tourism Day. Get there and bother people in other countries. It's May 7th, 2026. I'm Before Coffee. I don't care.
Yeah, I love bothering people in other countries. My favorite thing to do. Of course, I'm not a tourist. I'm just an immigrant.
Bring your tourist dollars here and leave us alone. That's kind of the motto of every country, right? Bring your money and then leave us alone. Leave your money, though. We want your money.
Exactly. Let's do our first segue wheel. Roll. And for our first story, my computer is also being slow. There we go. Tell us a joke. Well, I don't know if you're going to be able to make jokes about this because it's a huge... It's a huge viral infection or something spreading through Europe. Yay!
Some penicillin.
This story is coming from France 24.
France. Ooh.
Off of, I guess, the coast of Cape Verde. Yeah, here we go. A plane believed to be carrying a passenger from a cruise ship struck by the deadly hantavirus landed in the Netherlands yesterday on the 6th of May after patients were evacuated from the vessel off Cape Verde. Downplaying fears over the outbreak aboard the MV Hondius that has killed 3 people, World Health Organization Chief Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus insisted it was not comparable to the COVID pandemic.
No, not yet.
The WHO said emergency crews evacuated 3 people, 2 sick crew members, and another person who had been in contact with one of the confirmed cases from the ship, which later left its anchorage off Cape Verde. The 3 evacuees later boarded flights at the airport in Cape Verde's capital, Praia. One of the medical planes landed in Amsterdam Airport. That's not what it's called. Schiphol Airport is what it's called. Amsterdam Airport is not a place, as far as I know. It's 1747 GMT yesterday. According to reporters at the scene, another landed at Las Palmas in Spain's Canary Islands earlier on the 6th of May. The 6th of May afternoon, an AFP journalist there saw. Spanish officials said that the plane was carrying 2 patients and had landed for technical reasons. Spain's health ministry said that patients would need a new plane to travel to the Netherlands. Experts confirmed the version of the virus detected aboard the Honduras was a rare strain that can be transmitted between humans. But health officials played down fears of a wider global outbreak from the virus, which is less contagious than COVID. UN Health Agency Chief Tedros said it was not like the COVID-19 pandemic, adding the risk of the rest of the world is low. The ship had been at the center of the international health scare since Saturday, which was, I believe, the 2nd of May, when WHO was informed that 3 passengers had died and the suspected case was a hantavirus. The rare respiratory disease is usually spread from infected rodents, typically through urine, droppings, and saliva. That's why it's really important not to have rats living in your food, because they can give you this virus. The Honduras set sail from Ushuaia in Argentina on April 1st, and passengers began falling ill a month ago. A Dutch man died on board on April 11th, and his wife, who left the ship to accompany his body to South Africa, died there 15 days later after also falling ill. 2 other people are still being treated, one in Johannesburg and one in the Swiss city of Zurich. Spanish Health Minister Monica Garcia Gomez said the vessel would dock within the next 3 days in Tenerife in the Canaries, and all foreign passengers would be flown back to their home countries from there if their health allowed. Health experts warned of the risk of a wider outbreak after it emerged the Dutch woman who died had flown on a commercial plane from the island of St. Helena to Johannesburg while she was showing symptoms. Officials are trying to trace people on that flight, which South African-based carrier Air Link said was carrying 82 passengers and 6 crew. Fueling fears of further contact, Dutch airline KLM said yesterday on the 6th of May that one of the people who died from the virus had been briefly on its flight from Johannesburg to the Netherlands on April 25th, but was removed before takeoff. Such transmissions are very rare and only happens due to very close contact between people. So unless this passenger was kissing everyone on the plane, it's probably fine. South Africa's health minister, Aaron Matsoledi, told a parliamentary committee. He confirmed that tests had found the Andes virus, the only form of the hantavirus that can be passed between humans. The WHO's representative in Cape Verde, Anne Lindstad, said that the 3 people taken from the ship were stable, adding one of the 3 is asymptomatic, which means that they don't have symptoms, but they are a carrier. The cruise ship originally counted 88 passengers and 59 crew, with 23 nationalities on board. What are you saying? Making jokes about viruses?
So they live in a stable. Yeah, they live in a stable.
They live in a stable?
Never mind,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He said he was stable. That's a terrible joke. I'm entering my jokes beforehand here. That's my bad pun.
I'm ready for your joke. Is that your joke?
Oh, you are? Okay. Cruise ships, or
joke.
as I call them. Yeah, cruise ships. I've always called, for years I've called these cruise ships. Giant floating prisons with botulism and other pathologies. Don't forget everything else you can catch. But botulism is the most common thing people get on ships. Plus, they'll let all that bouncing around on the ocean. Even though it's a huge ship, you do rock a lot. You get sea legs after a while, but a lot of people get seasick. And eating food while you're seasick, it's fun. Yeah, but another guy I called him after this latest outbreak. I saw another description: floating petri dishes. So that's another description of, but I like mine. Floating prison with botulism, because you can't leave. You're in prison, and not only are you in prison, they'll pull into a port. They'll pull into a port and give you a time limit when you got to get back to the ship, and they'll just leave without you. Right? If we get trapped in traffic or something in some rickshaw or some shit,
Yeah, I mean, I've never been on a cruise, so.
Like, oh, fuck you paid thousands of dollars, we're leaving you behind. And we're taking your luggage. Yeah, people invite me on cruise ships. I'm like, as long as you're paying.
You're in the Navy, though. You've been on
yeah.
plenty of ships. You don't need to be on anymore.
I was in the Marine Corps. I was escorted by the Navy.
You've been on a Navy
and
ship.
I hated it.
Yeah.
Hated
it's not
it. Hated it.
You're a landlubber.
A cruise ship, you got room to move around, and in the Marine Corps, you got no room to move anything. You have no room. You're not ever doing anything except being packed in there like sardines. Going above deck is the only joy. Below deck, there's nothing to do. There's no place to be alone. You want to read, you got to go lock yourself somewhere. I don't know what you do. You go above deck to read. That's what you do. But it's during the day. You got to be, you can't be above deck. The Navy will tell you to get the hell back to below deck. What are you doing up here? And at night, you can't go up because they tell you, hey, you're going to fall off the ship and we'll never find you.
Okay, our next segue is I'm going to tell you a joke about your story. I don't know if I can. I'm sure there's some jokes about Ted here.
Well, Ted lived a long, successful life. There's no reason to be sad. I mean, everybody dies, and if you're 87 and you live this life, I mean, geez, what are we supposed to do? Oh my God, it's a tragedy. No, it's not. It's not a tragedy. We'll do Jane Fonda's obituary because I think Ted spent his whole life wanting to marry Jane Fonda. I think this is goal in life was, and he finally did that. I think it's goal. The one, hey man, I got Jane Fonda. I don't have to do anything else. Anyway, people.com has a story. Jane Fonda pays heartfelt tribute to her gloriously handsome ex-husband, Ted Turner. One thing Jane Fonda never does is she never rags on people. She never badmouths people personally, right? And I'm sure she's met a lot of scumbags. She grew up in the Hollywood system. Rachel Rapasas is a writer for the people.com. Let people do this because they love reporting on celebrities. That's their job, right? Oh boy, let's make them more important than they are. Jane Fonda, yes, Turner died at the age of 87 yesterday. Jane Fonda is mourning the death of her ex-husband, Ted Turner, the founder of CNN and Turner Broadcasting System, died at the age of 87, but he was famous long before that. Turner Enterprises confirmed on May 6th in the wake of news. Fonda, who was married to Turner for 10 years before the divorce in 2001, paid tribute to him in a statement shared to Instagram. He swept into my life a gloriously handsome, deeply romantic, swashbuckling pirate, and I've never been the same. Fonda, who's 88. Look at that. Ted married someone older, even though he had billions and billions, right? Isn't that interesting? He needed me. No one ever let me know they needed me. And this wasn't your average human being that needed me. This was the creator of CNN and the Turner Classic Movies, who had won the America's Cup, the world's greatest sailor. He had a big life, a brilliant mind, and a soaring sense of humor. He also take care of me. She continued. That was new as well. To be needed and cared for simultaneously is transformative. Ted Turner helped me believe in myself. He gave me confidence. I think I did the same for him. That's what women are raised to do. Men like Ted aren't supposed to express need and vulnerability. That was Ted's greatest strength, I believe. He also taught me more than any other person or school classes, mostly about nature and wildlife, hunting and fishing. Hunters and fishermen who follow the law are the best environmentalists, says Jane Fonda. That's true. Who wants to take care of all the food they're eating out in the forest? The people that rely on it. No, let's mine everything. No. Hunters are environmentalists, but also business and strategy, she added. Ted was supremely strategic. It was likely innate, but he studied the classics in college. He knew about the Peloponnesian War inside and out, and the strategies used by Alexander the Great and even Genghis Khan. And sailing big boats, as he did, further hone those strategic talents, which he then brought into business to so much success. He could see around corners for sure. Next to Katharine Hepburn, Ted was the most competitive person I ever met, and that was fascinating to witness, Fonda said. Whether it was who made the most ski runs at the end of the day, to acres of land owned, stewarded, and she puts in parentheses, steward is the more fitting word for his relationship to the land. I mean, he bought land and repopulated it with buffaloes, that kind of stuff. Who had the most billions? How many countries he'd made love? He'd made love to his prior lover in. Oh my, that's weird. And could I match that? It was challenging. Okay, that's more TMI, Jane. TMI. Ted was challenging, but always been up to the challenge, and Ted was almost always worth it. Months prior to Turner's death in November 2025, Fonda spoke at an event benefiting the Georgia Campaign for Adolescent Power and Potential, which she and her ex-husband founded together. Addressing the audience, she grew emotional as she describes Ted's impact on the charity success. It was very challenging. Man, my voice.
Thanks for that.
The little frog in my throat. It was very challenging in Georgia. I had not been with Ted. Had I not been with Ted, this was something, had he not stood by me with his love and support, we never would have survived. Fonda told the crowd. Ted's not here, but he's here in my heart. I know he's here in a lot of our hearts. Fonda and Turner struck up a romance in 1990 after the actress had split from her second husband, California politician Tom Hayden. That year, they began seeing each other after Turner found Fonda's number, gave her a call, and asked her out. He wanted to know if I was available to date, Fonda told People. I think I said I wasn't feeling so hot, that he was an interesting guy too, but I wasn't feeling peppy. Ultimately, Fonda opened up to dating Turner, and the relationship became a point of captivation for media as the liberal Hollywood store. Why are they calling him conservative? I don't think he's all that conservative. The labeling him as conservative because he's rich, but a guy that gives away, basically just buys land just so he can steward it and repopulate it with wildlife is not a conservative. Conservatives are out there drilling for oil on that land.
He's a capitalist, I suppose, but yeah, dating,
he's rich. He's a billionaire. He knows how to make money. It's not a fault. Again, he gives a lot of it away. He doesn't just go, oh my God, look at all my money. Everybody look at me. I'm important. I have money. I haven't seen Ted Turner in years on TV. It's been years, probably 30 years before I've seen him on TV. I think when he sold CNN, he just said bye. He sold CNN like Warner Brothers and said, I'm out of here. I ain't going to be a media mogul anymore. Fuck this shit. Well, 1 year after they started dating, Turner and Fonda were married. The ceremony held on Turner's 8,100-acre plantation in Capps, Florida, preceded a honeymoon with their blended family. Ted can keep up with me, Fonda told People. He's a very, very, very funny, lovable, complicated person. However, the newlywed bliss was soon interrupted when Fonda claimed Turner had been unfaithful. Just 1 month after they got married, they remained together for many years after, though ultimately they just became too different. In 2000, the couple separated. A quick bio, not a bio, a eulogy from Jane Fonda, at least a public eulogy. And there's your quick story. There's longer ones. CNN has a big write-up. Don't forget, he started CNN. There was no before Ted Turner. One little memory for me. I remember laying and sitting in my car listening. I'd listen to the Milwaukee Brewers baseball games, and I was like 17 on the radio, on AM radio. And after AM radio, after the post-game show, after they did the recap of the game and the scores from around baseball, the Larry King show would come on. Larry King had a radio show before the TV show. Or CNN was a thing. There was no CNN. Nobody knew what Larry King looked like, right? Thankfully, right? We still didn't know what he looked like. Anyway, but he was on the radio and he was interviewing Ted Turner, and Ted Turner goes, I'm starting a new 24-hour news network. And he's like, yeah, and I can do it because he'd already been on he was already on the satellite, because Ted Turner was a visionary. He put his TV station, his local Atlanta TV station, there was two stations that did this. Chicago WGN broadcasted the Chicago Cubs games to everybody that wanted to see that awful team. And Ted Turner broadcast the Atlanta Braves to everybody. And they got on that satellite that everybody was getting on his huge satellite dishes before DirecTV and before cable. There was these huge satellite dishes. And Ted Turner got his TBS station on there, and it was just a matter of filing with the FCC to get another station on there. It didn't cost him a whole hell of a lot, and he just hired a bunch of people and started CNN. It was that simple. It's that simple. That's all he had to do. So anyway, I remember before that started, and Ted said, "This is going to be a big thing, and it's going to change the world." Unfortunately, it changed it for the worst because 24-hour news is basically pointless. All right, sorry. Let's have
That's
some
your
chill.
tangent.
That's my
story.
eulogy. Thanks, Ted, for 24-hour news. It was a great
Yeah.
while it lasted, and then it got worse, and it just kept getting worse.
I don't really have any jokes, but I have some humorous thing that I at least are attributed to quotes that Ted Turner said. So the first one I have is, basically, we're all chimpanzees with about 2% more intelligence and a little less hair. That's a pretty funny thing that he said.
That is funny.
It was okay for people to write negative things about me just as long as they spelled my name right. So that's a good little accepting criticism there. And my son is now an entrepreneur. That's what you're called when you don't have a job. Another good joke there. But I mean, reading all his quotes, it sounds like he's even quoted here that he's a socialist at heart, but he's also a billionaire, which is anti-socialist. But
he knows how to make money, right?
He also, it looks like here at some point, he also believed in the idea that we're overpopulated, which actually is a false idea. It's just a thing rich people say because they want more stuff. We don't have too much people on the planet. Just not enough people are sharing things on the planet is the problem. So,
the funny thing about making money is that there's no secret, right? You just have to get rid of your conscience.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it. Yeah. And then when you get a conscience, you end up like, oh boy, I better give it away. Like a lot of people do, right? Don't forget Rockefeller Center. Rockefeller built that. He didn't go, hey, somebody give me some money. He said, no, I got a shitload of money. Let me build Rockefeller Center, you know? Carnegie Hall, right? What was Andrew Carnegie his whole life? He was a scumbag. What did he do? He built Carnegie Hall. Why? Because he felt like he was a scumbag. He had to do something, right? So, yeah, there's a lot of people that at their end of their life become, you know, benefactors. But some of these people never learn. Trump. Anyway.
Our next segue reminds us of a song. And I'm going to cover... Yes, song time about... What is my next story about?
You can hear my voice.
Sing.
Yeah!
This is coming out of the EU as they have agreed to ban AI deepfake apps and anything that's basically making people naked, right? Like, I didn't put my photo of me being naked on the internet, and somebody made a fake one of me being naked, and then they're blackmailing me. This is from Süddeutsche Zeitung. AI applications used to create sexually explicit deepfakes will be banned in the EU. Representatives of the member states and the European Parliament agreed on a corresponding amendment to the AI law, as announced by the Cypriot EU Council presidency. At the same time, other AI regulations will be simplified to further fully exploit the economic potential of artificial intelligence in Europe. Before the changes can take effect, the agreement must be confirmed by the plenary of the European Parliament and the Council of Member States. This is generally considered a formality. If the reform passes, the ban would be primarily enforced by the EU's AI office, which was established 2 years ago, starting on December 2nd, 2026. Deepfakes involve inserting a woman's face into another video, for example, a pornographic sequence, or artificially mimicking her voice, making it appear as if she is doing or saying anything that never actually happened. The development of AI has made creating deceptively realistic content much easier. The new ban is explicitly intended to target the creation of content depicting child sexual abuse. FDP MEP Svenza Han welcomed the agreement. AI must not be a tool for sexualized violence against children, she stated after negotiations that lasted late into the night. At EU level, the issue came into focus at the end of last year due to an AI chatbot Grok, until the US company behind the software, led by tech billionaire Elon Musk, restricted the function. People repeatedly ordered the AI to undress women in pictures they had selected. In Germany, the debate about sexualized digital violence gained new urgency at the end of March when Colleen Fernandez went public with allegations against her ex-husband Christian Ullmann. She accused him of creating fake profiles in her name and using them to distribute pornographic content. Since the allegations became public, there has been a major nationwide discussion about digital and sexual violence against women. In this context, sexualized deepfakes and deepfake pornography have also been repeatedly discussed. Material of this kind have been circulating online for years. The planned stricter laws are not the first EU rules to combat digital violence. Existing regulations already stipulate that the creation and distribution of manipulated depictions of sexual acts without the consent of individuals involved should be a criminal offense in all member states. Creating them, distributing them, go to jail. The corresponding EU directive has been enforced since May of 24, but has not yet been transposed into German national law. The Federal Republic has until the next summer to do so. Most recently, Justice Minister Stefanie Kubig, SPD, announced corresponding tightening of criminal law and greater rights for victims. The new ban in the EU-level AI regulation, which is now taking shape, would shift the focus from punishing the act itself to banning the tool, i.e. the application itself. Oh, somebody used your tool to make a deep fake and then blackmailed someone? Sorry, your tool's banned now. Maybe you should create better regulations of your tool if you don't want to get banned. Negotiators emphasize that the ban is not intended to unduly restrict the creation or manipulation of images, but you need to create a better app. That's what it sounds like. They're putting the responsibility on app makers. If you don't have something in there, because there's ways, right? You can even use AI itself to be like for this. And a great example is Discord. If you send a nude image on Discord, Discord will not let you send it. It will say there was an error sending your photo because we saw that we depicted that there was a naked ass in that photo. You no longer can send this, right? There's ways you can make it so your app does not allow nude images to be shared or created or manipulated. And they're not doing that, so they're getting banned. To that end, the new law will precisely define what constitutes as sexualized content and what does not. Probably breasts, unfortunately. Nipples! No nipples! Hide from the nipples! Anyways, there's my story on somebody on this planet taking a stand against AI manipulation and protecting people, not just children or women, just people in general, for being blackmailed by assholes. Also, I think you're muted. Oh, no, you're not. Never mind, you just weren't talking.
I wasn't saying anything.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of a song, and it's called This Masquerade, right? Yeah, This Masquerade. There's a George Benson version, I guess I would choose.
And how does
it's
it go?
It's a masquerade. I'm not going to sing it.
Oh, okay. That's part of the fun. It reminds me of a song.
Nah, never. I can't sing like that. Sorry, I can't croon. Okay.
You can just say the lyrics. You don't have to sing it.
Nope, not gonna happen.
I don't know what the song's about. Okay, I don't know what the song's about.
Are we really happy in this silly game we play? We're lost in this masquerade, so forth, so on. Do I have to quote the lyrics? Really? If you don't know the song,
I've never heard the song.
Okay.
Well, that's part of the show. It's part of the game. The game part of the game.
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be an actual song I knew the lyrics to, but I was like, yeah, I can't think of anything.
Oh.
There's songs about people
it's
lying,
fine.
So songs
It's
about people lying.
fine. It still fits.
Like, I know the song. Are we really happy? Blah blah blah. In this game, play La Masquerade. You want me to download the lyrics? You're gonna wait 2 minutes. Okay.
Our next segue. Our next segue is non sequitur for our Thursdays 13 list.
George Benson, I think, had the best version of it because he has a nice voice. And so forth and so on. All right. So I'm gonna look for a video. Next story?
Yeah, yours. It's Thursdays 13. That's what I said.
Oh, so he's fun. Okay. So what would you say?
Non sequitur.
You assume I hear everything you say. It's not true. It's not true. All right. So the Thursday 13 we arrived at today, and I just again I run across these random geographic facts all the time. They're fascinating to me. If they're not fascinating to you, I guess I don't know what to say about that. But 13 random geographic facts about the world. A lot of them about the United States, unfortunately, because that's where I live, and they kind of blow my mind. Some of them do. Geographic, of course, a lot of it has to do with where borders are drawn and where the international timeline is. But some are actual geographic facts about the Earth that we really can't do much about, even if we drew a line. For instance, Alaska, this U.S. state of Alaska, is at the same time the most northern, the most eastern, and the most western part of the United States because it crosses the international date line. That's right.
Yeah.
The Islands are up the coast of Alaska to go all the way to the eastern hemisphere, and the time zone changes quite drastically, as a matter of fact. I'm having trouble with my voice today. So the next thing on our list, that was number 1, Alaska, the most northern, eastern, and western state. Number 2, the Diomede Islands. One of them is in Russia, and one of them is, this has to do with Russia and the eastern time zone again. I'm sorry, Eastern Hemisphere again. Russia, Diomede Islands, I think that's pronounced. The Big Diomede is in Russia. Little Diomede is in Alaska. They are 2.4 miles apart. Only 2.4 miles apart. You can get a rowboat and get there. But they are 21 hours different. That's great. I love the fact that you can
the dateline,
get a little rowboat, not only go to another country, but get a whole day. You can lose an entire day and then gain it back on your way back in your rowboat. You just gain it right back. I'm going back to yesterday. See you later. I'm going back to yesterday. Anyway, I love that. Number 3, Russia. Not surprising, has the most time zones and one continuous time zones. Russia has 11 time zones, but France has 12. France has 12 time zones. How's that possible? Imperialism. That's how it's possible. Colonialism. That's how. They colonized a lot of places. So France, with a lot of African and American territories, has 12 different time zones. So I think the sun never sets on the French Empire, right? They'd be taken over for the British. I don't know, maybe it does. But Russia, again, just sitting there has 11 time zones. They never have to conquer anybody. Well, they did at one time, back in the days of the Mongol hordes and so forth. What Mongol hordes? Boy, I miss those days. Back when Ted Turner was an infant. Number 4. There in the Philippines, there's a lake on an island on a lake on an island. That's right. In the Philippines, there's a lake on an island and a lake on an island. Let's define this again. I have to read this one. The Philippines features Vulcan Point, an island within a lake, on an island, within a lake, on an island. Do you understand all that?
Yes.
Right. That's one of your geographic oddities. You're on an island, you swim to the shore, but you're still on an island. And then you swim to the shore and you're still on an island, and then you finally get to the ocean. But anyway, so there's a lot going on there. Number 5. This is one of these things that kind of you look at the map of the United States. Canada. Well, Canada's way up north, man. Canada's way up north. It's so cold. Blah, blah, Canada, blah, blah. It's so far up north. Windsor, Ontario is south of Detroit, Michigan. Canada's not way up north. Yeah, Canada's not way up north, all of it, because Windsor, Ontario, if you cross the Gordie Howe Bridge, you'll end up in Detroit. You'll be going north to Detroit. In fact, a lot of Michigan is north of Ontario. Northern Michigan, a lot of parts of where I grew up is north of Windsor, Ontario, and Detroit. So yeah, a lot of the United States is north of Windsor, Ontario. And speaking of Detroit is actually east of parts of Virginia. I did not know this until the other day when I saw the governor of Virginia say, I campaigned for governor in every parts of the state, even the southwestern part of Virginia, which is even farther west than Detroit. So Detroit is farther east than parts of Virginia. That blew my mind. If you look at the map of the United States, you would not think that was true. But you look and you trace the longitudinal lines, and that's the truth. And speaking of longitudinal lines, this is one of these geographic things I've known for a while since I lived out west. Reno, Nevada is actually west of Los Angeles. I mean, Los Angeles is on the Pacific Ocean, and you look west of Los Angeles and you see the ocean. So there can't possibly be land west of there. But if you drew a line north of Los Angeles, straight north, you would end up east of Reno, Nevada, which is a state that borders California to the east. So somehow, no, because that part of California just goes like that, right? Los Angeles doesn't go, you don't just keep going west, you go this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go,
yeah.
Yep. Oh.
It's because when we make
Los
maps, right, we
Angeles
put everything on like a straight plane and not like the actual curve of the Earth.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Reno's out farther west than Seattle, but it's farther west than Los Angeles. Number 8. I'm going to ask you a question. What U.S. state do you think is closest to Africa? And I'll give you the Jeopardy music.
U.S. state. Would it be one of like a state? I was gonna say something like Samoa, but that's not a state.
Oh, it's Maine, man. You're taking too long. All right, it's Maine. Yes, Maine. For some reason, because it sticks way out there to the east, right? I mean, yeah, way out there to the east. And they call it down east, by the way, in Maine. If you keep going east in Maine, and you just keep traveling east without hitting the ocean, you end up going south. That's how Maine's geography is. If you look at a map of the United States, it looks all flat, like none of this stuff is even close. But if you look at a globe, yeah, Maine is the closest state, U.S. state to Africa. That is mind-blowing to me, because you think Florida would be, right? Florida, how about that? Nope, it sticks way out there. Number 9. What continent covers all 4 hemispheres that we divided the world up into? What do you think it is? What do you think? What continent covers all 4 hemispheres? I won't do the Jeopardy music, but it's Africa.
I have no idea.
Africa.
Africa.
Is bigger than it's represented on a lot of.
Northern Africa is in the northern hemisphere. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Egypt is in the northern hemisphere. South Africa in the southern hemisphere. Parts of Africa are in the western hemisphere. I believe Madagascar might be, right? So I don't know. Actually, it has to be continental.
The eastern hemisphere, you mean?
So yeah. Well, most of Africa is in the eastern hemisphere, but parts of it are have to be in the western.
How?
Yeah, the northwestern
it's right
part.
South of Europe. Is Europe considered the eastern hemisphere?
Not all of Europe. Not all of Europe. But Europe also doesn't reach the southern hemisphere, so it doesn't qualify.
No, I just stopped because if you go south, you hit Africa. Africa is also considered the western hemisphere.
Parts of Africa is the western hemisphere. Most of it is eastern. I believe Morocco, possibly. Madagascar, I'm pretty sure is.
Isn't the entire eastern coast or the western coast in the western hemisphere?
Yeah, it sticks away. It's right. You just take a boat. It's like a mile. You get to Maine. That's how close it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, close to Maine.
Take a right on that road and you get to Africa.
Since Maine is the farthest east and Africa extends into the western hemisphere, it's easy to see now why Maine is close to Africa. Northern Africa is in the western hemisphere. Istanbul, we know about Istanbul. It used to be called Constantinople. That is where the geniuses, or the geography majors or whatever decided where Asia begins and Europe ends, or vice versa, right? Is it
the great othering?
World with Europe and Asia.
Yeah.
You can be in Europe 1 minute, be in Asia the next. That's the only city in the world where you can do that. I mean, that's a coincidence of where they drew the border or whatever the hell it is. There's no real border, right? It ain't like, you're in Asia now. Maybe they sing a song. You're in Asia now. They throw a big Broadway play, a big production about going to Asia. And then you go back to Europe and it's all, nah, you're back in Europe. You can get a cup of coffee in Asia, drink it in Europe. You know, I'm just saying, that's crazy. I just want to go to Istanbul just for that reason. Number 11. Do you think gravity is the same in the entire world? It's not. The lowest gravity, which means the easiest place to escape to outer space, is in Hudson Bay, Canada, way up in the Northern Territories. Yes, that's right. Gravity is different no matter, depending on where you stand on Earth. That's something I guess I was aware of. It had to exist, but yeah, that's kind of mind-blowing. How did they measure it? I don't know. I don't know how they measured it. Went there with a gravity meter that somebody made. And said,
a gravity meter.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to research it, but somebody
jumped really high on the ground and saw how much their legs hurt.
Yeah. They saw how long it took for a feather to fall to the ground, and they said, nope, gravity here. That was number 11. Number 12. Have you ever heard of Point Neem or Nemi? Have you ever heard of that? Is the loneliest place on Earth. The loneliest place. No people live there. It's uninhabited. It is, let's get this right. Let's get this number. 1,670 miles from the nearest inhabited land. So it's a piece of land out in the middle of South Pacific, 1,600 miles from any other human. So far away from any other human that at times the space station is the closest human beings to this point on Earth. The space station
is low orbit,
Yeah, with 400 kilometers in the air, is the closest human beings to Point Neem than any other person on Earth. They're actually every day the closest thing, right? When they're on the other side of the Earth, they're far away. But once they make that pass, they're the closest humans to this point, and they can make mail deliveries. They're doing that, I think. Anyway, of course, there's nobody to deliver mail to because nobody lives there. But it's a very remote place. Don't move there. Although homes, I think you can get a 3-bedroom home for about 12 grand. And at number 13, Iceland. Iceland is the only country in the world without mosquitoes. I thought there was plenty of countries without mosquitoes, but I guess Iceland's the only one. Only country. Of course, Antarctica is not a country. It's a continent. So you can't just say Antarctica. Nope. The only country, the only person that has declared political borders, of course, their political borders are just an island. The only country without mosquitoes. Is it the climate? No standing water? Probably a combination of both. But there's your list. Don't bring mosquitoes to Iceland, whatever you do.
Please don't. Though I hear there actually, I guess here's my non sequitur. I hear there actually are starting to be mosquitoes in Iceland because the world is getting warmer. The world is getting warmer, and the animals are going to places they've never been before. Hey, I've never been here before. That's pretty cool.
When you go to Iceland.
You gotta be. I mean, you gotta be careful with European mosquitoes. They're really smart. I gotta tell you.
Oh yeah.
They're like ninjas. You cannot I remember growing up in going to Wisconsin or whatever. You could stand there, right, and just let a mosquito start sucking your blood so you could kill it. Here, you can't do that. They are they're bleed and run really quick. You can't sit there and wait for a mosquito to bite you and then slap it. They don't even stop long enough for you to be able to do it. Yeah. They suck as fast as possible and run away. I can't. Yeah. It's impossible to catch a mosquito here.
Yeah, mosquitoes are different everywhere, and I've been in places. You've been in places where they're ridiculous, right? Outer Banks, North Carolina is terrible. That's probably the worst place I've been. You've been there. We had to run to the bathroom. Port Mansfield, Texas, that not only has the worst mosquitoes, they also have fire ants. So don't even stand anywhere. Just run. Keep your feet moving. You might maybe stand.
I've been bitten by a fire ant. It's not a fun time. It is not a fun time.
You know, back in the day, that place was an abandoned landfill. The place, this was a site I was working at, a tower, radio tower. But this was back in the days of poor cell reception. So if you needed a cell phone, you had to go stand on a hill somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm standing on this hill trying to talk to somebody, and all of a sudden, my leg's on fire. Ah! I'm out in the middle of this. No, there was nobody around, right? There was nobody around. I dropped my phone and took my pants off. I swear to you. I dropped my phone, took my pants off, running, beating my legs with my pants. My phone was on the ground. Whoever I was talking to was probably wondering what the hell's going on. Where'd he go? Right? So I come back, get my phone, take my phone, take fire ants off my phone. Yeah, sorry, man. I just got attacked by fire ants. I had to take my pants off. Yeah, those are awful. And they don't care. You think ants are fast? Stand by. They are fast, boy. They're on you. Yeah. Fire ants ain't messing around. Yeah. I'm sorry about this non sequitur. That's a traumatic.
That's my non sequitur. Yeah. I mean, I've been bitten by fire ants too. I remember going to the bathroom and like putting my foot under cold water. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's all I remember doing. Yeah. Let's do our next segue, Will.
Fire ants are.
Or my culture
fire
news.
Ants survive floods.
Oh, they probably float above it. Give me an accurate metaphor or simile.
Metaphor, simile, got it.
This next story is coming out of Mexico, because not because it was Cinco de Mayo or anything like that, but because BTS has made it there for a concert, and they had BTS come out on the Royal Palace basically and give a speech to the people like they were royalty or something. A lot of people were making jokes that they're like, it was like Princess Diana coming to yeah. This is on Fotos y Noticias, coming out of Mexico City. The BTS's visit to the National Palace on May 6th, which was yesterday, sparked a massive fan mobilization in the heart of Mexico City. Thousands of armies gathered early in the morning. For anybody who doesn't know, ARMY, capital ARMY, is the name of the fan group of people of BTS. So it's not the Mexican army, not the Mexican army. Gathered early in the morning at the Zocalo to try and catch a glimpse of RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. The South Korean group held a meeting with the President Claudia Sheinbaum prior to the start of the Arirang Tour 2026 concerts at the GNP Surguros Stadium. The anticipation began during the president's morning press conference, where Sheinbaum announced that the members of BTS would visit the National Palace and would also come out to greet their fans from one of the balconies of the historic building. The announcement was enough to send hundreds of young people and old people, I saw people of all ages in that crowd, to quickly arrive in the main square of Mexico City. As the hours passed, the Plaza de la Constitución, I can speak, filed with fans from different states across the country. People came from all over Mexico to get there. Despite the yellow alert issued for high temperatures in the capital, thousands of fans remained at the site under the intense sun. The armies came equipped with umbrellas, fans, capes, water bottles while they waited for their group to come out. Mexico authorities even sprayed water on young people from cities like Monterrey, Tijuana, and Toluca came together to experience the moment. The wait turned into a real celebration for the fans of the South Korean group. For several hours, BTS songs were played at full volume while attendees performed choreographies, exchanged photo cards, and chanted the group's traditional fan chant, Kim Namjoon, Kim Seokjin, Min Yoongi, Young Ho-suk, Park Jimin, Kim Taehyung, Jungkook, BTS, for hours on end. The atmosphere remained festive as hundreds of cell phones and stood ready to capture any moment from the National Palace. Moments before 5 p.m. in Mexico time, the lights on two side balconies began to turn on, and venue staff installed audio equipment and further increased the anticipation. Finally, around 5:06 p.m., the members of BTS appeared alongside Claudia Scheinbaum to greet the thousands of people gathered at the Zocalo. Mexico, so spicy. Army, I love you, were some of the words expressed by members RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook. The shouts and applause were immediately heard as the members of the group greeted, smiled, and thanked their Mexican fans for their affection. Videos of the moment quickly went viral on social media, becoming one of the most talked about moments of the day. The visits came amid the start of the Arirang Tour 2026, with which BTS returned to the stage after a long period focused on individual projects and military activities of some of the all of the members, not some of them. All of them did individual projects and went to the military. The show in Mexico City are scheduled for May 7th, 9th, and 10th at the GNP Seguros Stadium, where thousands of people are expected to attend. Many of the fans who came to the Zocalo said they were unable to get tickets for the concerts, so this public appearance represented a unique opportunity for them to see the group. BTS's presence in Mexico once again demonstrated the enormous strength of their fandom in Latin America. For early hours, social media was filled with photographs, videos, and live broadcasts from the Zocalo in Mexico City, where ARMY shared their excitement to see the group, even if only for a few minutes. The BTS phenomenon continues to solidify itself as one of the biggest in global entertainment, with particularly a strong connection with the Mexican public. BTS's appearance at the National Palace was recorded as one of the largest gatherings between the group of their fans in Mexico outside of a concert. The combination of the iconic historical venue, the presence of Claudia Scheinbaum, and the euphoria of the fandom turned the moment into an episode that quickly went viral internationally. With the concerts about to begin, the excitement among Mexican armies continued to grow as BTS prepares to perform again for thousands of fans in Mexico City. Likewise, President Claudia Scheinbaum expressed her gratitude for the presence of the South Korean group in the country, probably because it's a great tourism thing. I mean, it is National Tourism Day, right? Hey, let's all go to Mexico City and spend our money and go to the cafes and like restaurants, and obviously the stadium makes money too, but it becomes a whole phenomenon for a city, right? When you get a big group like this, increases tourism. You know, I was like, I didn't really want to go to Mexico City, but BTS is going to be there, so I might as well go. And that's my culture segment on the, Beatles mania, Michael Jackson-like, crowd-sized fandom that is ARMY, and people who probably aren't even ARMY, they just want to see what the hell's going on. Why are there a bunch of people in the square? What's going on?
Right. The religious fervor, my metaphor, this is the religious fervor for pop stars is usually reserved for people like the Pope, like religious leaders.
Yeah.
Oh, save us somehow from ourselves. And it's like, that's my metaphor.
It's very Pope-like,
kind of a
religious congregation. I mean, some people's religion is BTS in a way. You know? They have shrines.
Yeah.
They use them as examples of how to be or something. I don't know. I'm not really... I'm an ARMY, but I'm not obsessive like that, so I don't do anything like praying to Namjoon before I go to bed. But there might be people who do that, and that's okay. Hey, I'd rather be people praying to Namjoon than praying to... I don't know. The fascist somewhere, probably.
All right.
Assuming you're sending me a video.
It's going to be like 6 minutes. Yeah, it's like 6 minutes long, so I don't know. You can just cut it off whenever. But
all right, I got it.
A chance to look at the whole thing. All right. Okay.
Segue wheel for our day in history.
The owner became the manager and got booted for it. All right.
I'll give you some mixed metaphor for this day in history.
Mixed metaphor to stay in history. The show must go on. In spite of the technical glitches, May 7th. May the 7th be with you. On this day in 1663, have you ever heard of the Theatre Royal? Yeah. It was built by dramatist Thomas Killigrew for his company of actors, opened in London, now commonly known as the Drury Lane Theatre, is the oldest English theatre still in use. Well, it's even older than the Globe. That's interesting. How is it older than the Globe?
I don't know. There's plenty of theaters in Greece and Rome that are pretty old. Amphitheaters,
yeah, but it says
anyways.
English theatre still in use. It says the oldest English theatre in use.
Maybe it was made by the Romans.
No, it was built in 1663.
I don't know then.
This day in 1663 it opened. It's like, how is that older than the Globe?
Britannica's
Because the Globe
on
was
drugs again.
I don't know what that either. Maybe dubious information here because the Globe Theatre is in London and it's still in use. So I have no idea what that even is. Seems like dubious information. 1711, David Hume, known for his philosophical. He was a philosopher, anyway. He was born in Edinburgh. Scottish philosopher known for his empiricism and skepticism, which is healthy. 1861, Rabindranath Tagore, a Bengali poet, short story writer, was born in what is today Kolkata. He was a short story writer, song composer. Like there's another kind. There was a composer, playwright, essayist, painter who received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1913. 1896, H.H. Holmes. Oh, serial killer. Serial killers was hanged.
Serial killer. We should put that on the bingo list too. Britannica celebrates. Oh, he was killed. Okay, good. He wasn't born. He was killed.
He confessed to 130 murders, although some believe the real number exceeded 200. Scumbag. 1911, director Honda Ishiro, perhaps best known for a series of Godzilla movies, was born in Yamagata Prefecture, Japan. Happy birthday to him, Godzilla. 1950, Japan delivered an ultimatum to China, demanding special privileges which major European powers were unable to oppose because of their involvement in World War I. And of course, Japan was not nice to China. 1918, the Treaty of Bucharest forced Romania to make territorial financial reparations following its defeat by the Central Powers during World War I. That was World War I for you. None of that lasted. 1919, Eva Perón was born in Los Toldos, Argentina. Who was the wife of Juan Perón. Don't cry for me, Argentina. The president of Argentina. Anyway, became the powerful political leader. Evita. 1945, German delegation went to U.S. General Dwight D. Eisenhower's headquarters in Reims, France, and the presidents of Soviet as well as U.S. and British delegations signed the surrender documents that ended the European phase of World War II. Yes, peace forever. Not quite.
We never warred again.
Yes. Solved all of our problems. 1946, Sony Corporation, the major Japanese manufacturer, was founded by Ibuka Masaru and Marita Akio. Sorry for all the mispronunciations. 1954, Viet Minh General Vo Nguyen Giap took the French by surprise at the Battle of Dien Phu, surrounding their base with 40,000 men, employing heavy artillery to capture it during the First Indochina War. And France is like, man, we got to get out of here. 1992, more than 200 years after the first proposed 27th Amendment was ratified, it requires any change the rate of compensation for the members of the U.S. Congress to take effect only after the subsequent election of the House of Representatives. Where's my phone talking to me? My phone
probably forgot to lock it. Probably forgot to lock it and it's still playing.
I don't know. So anyway, the 27th Amendment was proposed 200 years before 1992, which was basically when the Constitution was being right afterwards. And it wouldn't have been the 27th Amendment, by the way. It would have been like the 11th. Anyway, it would have... you vote for a pay raise, Congress, yeah, you'll get a pay raise, but not this Congress, the next one, which didn't accomplish a damn thing. So didn't accomplish anything. The intended result was didn't get money out of politics. We fix our elections by getting money out of it. That's how we fix our elections. You can't buy elections anymore. You can't buy TV time. You get your allotted TV time, and that's it. You can't buy commercials that bother people. Stop bothering people. If they want to vote for you, they'll vote for you. You get 1 week to put commercials on. That's it. That's what it ought to be. 2002, on the 25th anniversary of the Kentucky Derby, Seattle Sleuth, the first undefeated racehorse to ever win the U.S. Triple Crown, died. That's crazy. 25 years after winning the first race of the Triple Crown, Seattle Sleuth went to that great stable, what is it, that great pasture in the sky, or whatever horses do, and they pass away. 25 years, though, which the last, 20 or so, probably 24 of them we spent in stud fees, stud time, out there making foals. 1915, our featured event is Luxury Liner is destroyed on this day in 1915. The Lusitania, a single torpedo fired by the German submarine, struck Lusitania off the coast of Ireland. Less than 20 minutes later, ship sank, killing civilians. The Germans considered the attack justified. They had warned the Lusitania would be sunk. It was carrying tons of Allied munitions, with 120 Americans now dead in submarine warfare, apparently without limits. Public outrage in the United States ran high, though the country would not enter World War I for 2 years. The seeds of its involvement had been sown. We were a lot less, what do you want to call it? We were more isolationist in 1915. Why do we want to go more to Europe? God, it's way over there. We came here to get away from Europe, you know? God. Anyway, feature biography is Tchaikovsky. That's right, Tchaikovsky. P-Y-O-T-R. How do you spell that? How do you pronounce that? I have no idea.
I think you said it. Peter? It's Peter.
Russian composer.
It's just how they spell Peter.
Okay. Ilya Tchaikovsky. Born May 7th, 18... He wrote, Dances, Sugar Plum Fairies. He wrote that whole, the Nutcracker Suite, that whole Christmas play. Tchaikovsky, him. Roll over Beethoven, tell Tchaikovsky the news. It's May 7th, 1840 is his birthday. Botkinsk, Russia. Died in 1893 at the age of 53. Man, these composers do not live long lives. He died in St. Petersburg. So happy birthday to Tchaikovsky.
Probably are too much partying up, I think.
Yeah, he probably just didn't get enough sun. Probably, I'm thinking. 1748. De Gaulle. How do you pronounce it? De Gaulle. D-E, and then G-O-U-G-E-S.
De Gaulle.
It's a French writer. De Gaulle.
Yeah.
1840, we did Tchaikovsky's birthday. Another damn hard to pronounce name. Here we go. Bengali poet Rabindranath Tagore, born in 1861. Here we go again. Tito, the president of Yugoslavia. It's his birthday. He was born in 1892.
It's Blue Train.
Gary Cooper's birthday. American actor, born in 1901. So, Josep Broz Tito is the actual full name of that guy who ran Yugoslavia from the end of World War II until, he died, basically. He was one of your communists who did have some capitalism. I will say that about them. They sold things to the other countries for money. National Day calendar. It is the following. National Tourism Day, like I said. Go to other countries. Try not to act like a jerk. Try. Do your best. National School Nurse Day. It's Wednesday. School nurse. That's the guy. That's the lady who gets you out of going to class. Oh, you got to go home for that. Let's call your parents. National Barrier Awareness Day. Again, it's a picture of a person in a wheelchair going, "Where's the ramp?"
Hey, I can't fly this thing up there.
Days, and looks like a ransom note. He's cutting the words out of the newspapers so he can post paper. So he got himself a hostage. He's making himself a ransom note. So it's National Pay Stub Day. You got your hostage. Don't use your own handwriting. In fact, don't even use your own fingerprints. Just go get a newspaper, right? An old newspaper, and it can't be from your city, because that gives you away. And just make yourself a ransom note.
Your camera's really going crazy. Wow.
Is it? How about now?
Yeah. It stopped.
But okay.
Oh, now I can't see it all.
Uh-oh.
Your camera turned
Technology. Stupid computers. Okay, let's go. Hello. Uh-oh. She's not connected. What happened? Holy crap. Hold on.
He's not connected.
Now I gotta wait for this to happen. This should work. All right. I'm pretty sure that worked.
Yes,
It's
you're back.
National Roast Leg of Lamb Day.
Ooh.
I cannot stand lamb.
That was nice. Oh, you don't like it? Oh.
Lamb is like the worst
Shame.
thing I've ever eaten. Even worse than turkey. It's like, oh, this is awful. This shit. And it's National Packaging Design Day. And May 7th, and eat lamb. So that's it for me. Packaging design is cool, I guess, because, you know, people get a package, they get it, oh, a cool design, and they rip it open and don't care anymore. So that's real important. So that's all your miscommunications, your bad communications, your technical glitches, your mispronunciations. We didn't have any haikus or limericks today, which made the show go a lot faster. And shorter stories and succinct conversations. Wow, we can actually get the show down to a really short duration at certain points, can't we? But that's everything for today as I ramble on and make the show even longer. For May 7th, 2026, on Before Leg of Lamb, I guess you can go talk to a lamb and say, nice leg, but don't eat it. Just leave that poor lamb alone.
Poor that poor lamb leg.
Hey, why are we eating babies anyway? Why don't we be fully grown, right?
I mean, they are pretty old actually by the time they go to the abattoir. But I guess they're not like, they're not like 2 years old or anything, like a cow. It's just made up words for
I've had
meat,
lamb.
right?
Yeah, just if you want to watch me vomit, feed me lamb.
I don't want to watch you vomit. I'll pass. Thank you for the offer, though.
Yeah. What's that? Why does it taste so fun?
I've never had any of this problem. Yeah, I don't know.
I grew up on.
I guess you've thrown the lamb in the spanner. I guess we're bleeding up the wrong neck of the woods. And
that's your metaphor.
You've really got your wool in a twist, huh?
Hey. Oh, you're
mixed metaphors.
Them all up. We make sure all the buttons on the soundboard work.
You're pressing all the buttons.
Right. That's right. And I did send you a video, but I have not loaded it myself, so give me a minute.
I don't think I've even finished loading it myself. Did I download it at least?
And it's kind of a...
Yeah, we did download it, okay.
Kind of a recap of the thing I talked about. It's not less...
I downloaded it twice now by accident. We're just going to watch the whole thing because I don't know what to edit out of it, so I'm just going to watch the whole thing.
You're getting false memories like I remember not
No,
doing
it's because
that. Wait.
it's because I'm also uploading like shorts and stuff to YouTube while you're doing your stories.
Yeah, we all deny our dementia until it hits full bore. I get it.
Gotta get people watching this channel because we made a new Twitch channel, so that's the only way I know how to
Let's go.
do it. All right,
All our
I've got it
viewers-
slotted in. I've got it
Starting
slotted
at the
in.
beginning,
Are there international days today? No, there are no international days today. So I guess continue celebrating lamb chops or whatever. Lamb legs? Celebrating serial killers being taken out of the gene pool.
We're letting them extend.
This has been Allison here from the Netherlands, Roger from the East Coast of the US as we finish up another Thursday 13 and another Before Coffee episode. We will see you tomorrow for Friday's news dump, and we'll cover all of the news you need to hear before the weekend so you don't have to worry about it. If you're not following us or subscribed to us, please do that, because the more that number goes up, the happier you will get, and the more we can spread our anti-AI news, and you're supporting real news by real people, not robot voices and made up from ChatGPT, okay? And thank you everyone who's already following, already subscribed, and don't forget to turn that notification on so you know we go live or post a video. Thank you to all our Before Coffee supporters, and here is our mic drop moment. Starting from the front.
This month, Billboard is
Sorry about
highlighting
the
some of
board
music's
narration,
biggest
some guy in
achievements
his
by
basement.
black artists. Like on January
But it's good
12,
Wait, is this the-
1959, when Barry Gordy Jr. founded
Oh wait, I
Motown
don't download the
Records.
wrong video.
It's been
No!
over 60 years since Gordy founded the groundbreaking
Okay.
record
Restart.
We're going to start over. Okay.
I was like, wait, I
Don't know what you're
thought I
on.
copied the right URL, then it did not give me the right URL. No!
What'd you
Wait, where's the
get?
video? It was freaking
boy.
Black History Month thing from ages ago. It's like, wait a minute, it's
Wow.
not Black History Month?
The
There
hell?
we go, that's the right video.
I got to start
There
over
we
now.
go.
Jesus.
I was like, wait a minute, this isn't correct.
Let's-
I've watched this video before. So I might have watched this video too.
No, I don't think you've seen this one. Are you started yet?
No, I'll let you know when we start. I have
Oh,
to
okay.
do a bunch of stuff to get it in.
That's-
I wish it was just as
Great
easy as opening a
dance,
link, but I have to do I have to download it first and then put it on my computer and then. Okay, now let's go to our real mic drop moment.
From 1976 to 2003,
Okay.
Ted Turner
Okay.
was the
The
owner of the
basement
Atlanta
Ted
Braves.
Turner
His tenure
documentarian.
of an owner transformed the
There's some guy
franchise
just
and
narrating.
sports
He's,
media in
he
general.
has a baseball channel.
Major League Baseball.
You know you're
and
old
other
when you
professional
remember when
sports leagues
everything
would
used to look
not
like
be where
this.
they are today if not for Ted Turner's contributions
Right,
from a
4:3
television perspective.
ratio.
But this
Not
video
even
isn't
720p,
about
I wish this
like
narrator was
480.
I'll
a
leave
more
that for another
energetic.
time. This video is about the time Ted Turner named himself the manager of
Oh,
the
he has
Atlanta
a
Braves.
Lisp
Turner
too.
bought the
Maybe that's why he's
Braves
talking
prior
so
to
carefully because he doesn't want to have too much of a lisp.
He wasted no time in changing the
drum.
team, as he signed the biggest free agent in baseball, Andy Messersmith, as his first significant
Yeah,
move as a
Andy.
new owner.
Andy the
He also
Curls is
replaced
what
the
I
old
used to call
general
him.
manager and set off to build the Braves into a contender.
I love the old vintage
It
video.
didn't go so well in the
Why is this
beginning.
guy?
The Braves finished in last place in '76,
Oh,
and at
darn.
that point hadn't
That's
won a
not
playoff
good.
game in almost 20 years.
Yeah, the Braves are so
The
bad. He fired the manager
1977
and
season
hired
got off
himself.
to a
There are
positive
a lot of
start,
teams, right?
as
So
the
it's
Braves
actually
were
pretty
85 through the first 13 games of the
high
season.
chance that you're.
That 8
Yeah,
and
I
5
guess.
start
What
would
are
be
you
the high point for the
talking about?
entire year.
Ted Turner just
Following
bought
that
the
8 and 5 start,
for a terrible
Atlanta went on to
team. They
lose
just
17
got rid
consecutive
of.
Probably why I
games
bought
in
it.
a row.
That's
Because
That's
they
more
were
than
probably
10%
going on.
no
They went on sale, so to
Daniel
say. You
Draw.
know?
That 17-game losing streak
Yeah.
is tied
Yeah, they-
for
they-
sixth most
Team
consecutive
sale!
losses
Somebody
in
buy
the
this
modern
crap
Yeah.
team.
era. During that horrendous losing streak, the Braves
So,
were outscored 133 to 46
team
and
is like,
lost
fire
each game by an
is like,
average
I
of
can
over
manage
5
a baseball
runs.
team. How hard could that be?
That
Too
minus
bad.
87
Losing by
run
5
differential
runs?
is the
I mean, it's not like
15th
losing by
worst
20
by
runs. You
any
might as well just
team
leave the
over
MLB.
A
If
span
you're
of 17
lost by
games
20
in the
runs.
modern era. The Braves
Have to
were, how you
go
would
back
say,
to-
terrible.
ass kicked.
After loss number
It's the same
16,
in soccer. If you
Turner
lost
had
by
enough.
5 runs, you get your
In his
ass kicked.
autobiography,
You lost by 3
Ted
runs,
wrote,
you get your ass
"After
kicked."
losing our 16th straight game, I decided to shake things up.
Yeah.
I thought about firing our manager, Dave Bristol, but instead, I decided to
That's
just
what
give
they
him
always
some
do,
time
right?
off." After telling the
Oh,
press
it's the
that
manager's
Bristol was
fault.
away on a scouting trip, I put on a Braves
Didn't
uniform
you fire him? You
and
just sent him
served
on
as the team's
vacation.
field manager.
That's cool.
Ted Turner
One
became
Braves
the manager.
executive
Yeah,
at the
that's what
time
the
was
story
quoted
is about.
saying, "We were on a long losing streak, trying to figure out what to do about it, and Ted came in and said, 'I think I'm going to go manage the team.' So he just put on a uniform and
Had
took
an
over.
executive named Bob Hope.
I don't think there was a moment of it he didn't
That's
enjoy."
crazy.
That was baseball in
Yeah,
1977.
maybe it was the same guy.
If you were the owner and your team
No,
was
it wasn't the
struggling,
same.
go out and manage them yourself. This wasn't some publicity stunt or anything. Ted Turner actually put on a Braves uniform and
What are
managed
you
the
talking
team.
about?
This wasn't for any promotion or press coverage. He really just wanted
They
to
keep
turn his
showing
team
highlights
around
from a
and
game that
make
they're
it
not
the
even
best it could
describing
be.
the game. It's like, what's happening in
What
this
I
game?
love
Nobody
is
knows.
he
Nobody
even has a
cares.
This
managed
is
Just
the
highlights from
only
Braves.
Braves.
baseball
This is the only
reference.
Braves game I could
At
find
this
on the
point,
internet.
I want to
from
mention
the
that
time
Turner
period.
had no prior experience in baseball or playing professional
And that's
sports,
not even the Braves,
and
it's the
had no
Brewers.
business being in the dugout managing the Braves.
It is not. It's what are you talking about? It's the Braves.
Anyone in the Braves
Oh, I can't
organization
read.
Brewers
would
never
have
played
made
the
a better
Brewers.
fit for an
No, it's-
interim
I
manager.
have no
than
idea. I
Ted.
don't watch baseball.
But hey,
Everything he's
when
showing
you're
the
the owner,
Brewers as
you can do
literally
whatever you want.
it makes
I
no
must say,
sense.
I do
When you're
respect his decision
owner,
to
you
take
can
charge
do
of
whatever
his
you
own
want,
project.
as long as you don't break any
Something like
laws.
this
Owner-
would never fly
Owner
anywhere
is not
nowadays,
making the video.
and I
Some
doubt
kid's
any
making
owner
the
would
video.
ever consider it.
No,
But that was
he
Ted Turner.
quoted, "When you're the owner, you can do
successful
whatever
as a
you want." And I
businessman
said,
he was,
unless it's
Ted
breaking a
was also
law.
involved in his
Oh, okay.
team. I give him credit for actually caring.
You can't
Many
do whatever
sports
you
owners
want
today
because the
couldn't
commissioner
care less
Watching
won't
this
about
guy
their
rub
team.
his
dugout.
nose.
But Ted was so invested, he suited up for them. During
We're
the
supposed to
game,
be listening to this
Ted
guy
basically
narrate.
had no idea what to do.
There he is. He's
and
wearing a
was
uniform.
listen to
mostly
him
there for
narrate.
support, as he had
There he
to
is,
relay
wearing-
signs to one of the coaches. Think of
Yeah,
him
number
as a
27.
glorified
Usually the
cheerleader.
manager gives himself
He did
number
use
1.
2 pinch
right?
hitters and a pinch runner
We don't
during
have
the
any
9th inning
colored
of that game.
photos of this.
The only real
Colorized?
decisions he ever made as a manager. The Braves went on to lose that game 2-1 against the Pittsburgh Pirates,
Well,
pushing their losing
That's
streak
better
to
than
17
2
games.
to 5.
It was the first and last game Ted Turner ever managed in the big leagues. The morning after the game,
Record
National League
1.
President
But he
Chuck
only lost
What,
Feeney
he
2-1.
thought
was not
after
happy about
one
this
day of
stunt.
managing the team,
He
they would
sent a
win?
telegram to Turner that I could only imagine it saying,
No, he
"You better not do that
managed
again,
until
or I'm going to
the
fight you."
manager. He sent the
The
manager
telegram
on
actually
vacation.
referenced an
I will
obscure
manage the
rule,
team until you feel better.
MLB Rule
right?
20E, which
That's what he
states,
did.
And then he came
And
"No
back because he's
manager
like, that
or
was
player on a
crap.
club shall, directly or
Yeah.
indirectly, own stock or any proprietary interest or
I
have
don't know what you're
financial
saying.
interest in the club by which the manager or player is employed, except under an agreement approved by the commissioner." I bet that was the nice way of saying
That's
never again. Turner's
that sounds-
response to
that's
the
crazy. That
telegram
was a
was,
rule.
"They must have put that rule in
If
yesterday."
you own a
He
team, you
appealed the rule to
cannot
the
manage your
commissioner,
team.
but the ruling was upheld. Turner had planned
They
to
must
manage
have
the
put that
team
rule
for
in
10
because
days,
Connie Mack was the
saying he wanted
manager
to
of
find
the
out what
team.
was
You know,
wrong
Wow.
with
you
the
get full
team, figuring
Philadelphia
most fans would have done
athletics.
the
So they
same.
just put it in later.
As
What
bizarre
is that
and
for? Like,
unusual this plan was,
you should not make
it
sure your
really
team
shows
is
Turner's
good
commitment to the
financially. As
and
the
how much
owner
he
of the
valued
team, you
the
want them
team.
to win and be
I respect
financially
that,
well,
and
and so
it's
you can make
something
money.
rare among owners
No,
understand why
you
that's
think
a
owners
rule.
care about winning?
The
You
Braves
think
snapped their losing
owners
streak
care about
following
winning? You got a
Turner's
lot to
only
learn
game
about
as
owners.
manager,
They care about making
and
money.
ended up finishing the season with
No, that's
over
what I'm trying to
100
say. It sounds like they
losses,
made that rule
dead
because they
last
care
in the
about making
National
money.
League West.
Like, what's the point of
Turner
having
would
an owner
eventually
then?
find success as a
I
big
don't
league
know.
owner.
I don't understand the.
Ted
I don't
Turner
understand the
winning.
rule.
managing, at least he's not the
You don't
worst
understand the
ever.
rule? Here's the rule. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.